Welcome to this video where I'm going to do a little tour of the Sands of Menechtarun. Something a little bit different for me. I haven't done a Slayer area tour video yet. I'm going to go over the locations for all of the explorers and the rares. This is a great zone. It's worth a lot of XP. If you know where everything is, you can knock it out pretty quickly. And if you're iconic TRing like I am and you're starting at level 15, this 15 is the maximum level to be in this zone to get full XP. So if you're iconic TRing, hit this zone right away. This is the second of 3 Shardarkai lives for me. And so I'm actually Druid 13, Rogue 2. And I'll take that up to Druid 18, Rogue 2. Just like I did last life. So trying out this, my build with Evasion, and really not sold on it. Trying to adapt Evasion to work for this particular build. But as I said in the past, if you're doing more of a traditional caster druid build, especially if you're looking to like work in trapping skills or something, you know, it can definitely work. But for this particular build, I definitely don't want to give up the heavy armor, a high PRR, and high AC aspects of it. One of the things that I didn't try though in my last life is I didn't try like tanking any raids once I was capped as soon as I hit 28. This is the first explorer, by the way, right here. But once I hit 28, I just ITR'd right away. And the next explorer is the dungeon entrance right here. And the next explorer is at the end of this ridge up here, and you can get up to there, you know, from earlier on, or there's a place over here you can get up right here. This is the next explorer here. Another dungeon entrance explorer. Wizard King dungeon entrance explorer. And the first rare we're going to check is right over here. And he's up. Potluck, the method. And this is a chest that can drop the bloodstone or the dust cart. There's actually 2 chests that can drop both of those. And if you're doing this Slayer zone, you know, if you're not familiar with it, you want to make sure that you bring curse pots and disease pots and lesser resto pots and poison pots. Greater heroism is great, or some other fear immunity item is nice too. Also want to show you one more thing too while you're out here. It's worth checking this collectible that's out here because it seems to have a, in my experience, a high, and I've heard other people say this too, that it seems to have a high probability of dropping lightning split sorewood, which is probably the rarest collectible in the game. I can't remember which, that one right there. I can't remember which Eldritch ritual it is. It might be the Resistance ritual. But it's a very valuable collectible. Another dungeon entrance explorer here. Tomb of the Astrologer. And then these crystals right up ahead is another explorer. And then the next rares are right over here. We're going to check. And the first one is right around this corner. And he is up. I can't remember if it's that one or this one back here that has a chance of dropping Dustcart and Bloodstone, but it's one of the two. There's another rare that can be right here. And I'm pretty sure, at least I can't ever remember seeing, that these two guys, that one and this one over here, will never be up at the same time. And then the next rare, possible rare, is the Whirlwind, which you can take a little shortcut and jump over this. You'll need jump for that. And he's going to be right here if he's there, but he's not. And back here is where the general is, and he has a chest and he's up that can drop the Ring of Spell Storing, which is a pretty valuable item. It just has 3 clickies of 25 spell points, but sells pretty well on the Shard Exchange. If you're not familiar with that item, this is it right here. There's not a ton of spell regenerating items in the game, and this one is not bound in any way. It is exclusive though, meaning you can only have one in your inventory. But because it's not bound, it makes it particularly valuable. And it is very rare. Although supposedly they upped the drop rate for it several updates ago, but I haven't farmed it since then, so I can't say for sure, but I still think it's pretty rare. So this has been the undead portion of the Sands of Menechtarun. So going to leave this area now and go to the null portion. Hopefully I can remember to pick up all the explorers on the sort of regular route that I use, but I often find myself missing one or two. And it's usually one of the ones that sort of is usually in one of my regular routes, but then I just missed it for some reason. So I don't think about the ones that are just sort of en route. So here's the next rare. And this guy drops, I think, flint. A lot of named loot out here. I think every single chest out here has a chance of dropping some kind of named loot, although a lot of it isn't really anything you'd be that interested in. But there are a few choice items, like the dust cart, like the bloodstone, like the ring of spell storing. Not so much the Thorn Lord anymore. Sirocco, and there's another sword called Whirlwind. I think they both can be kind of nice. So we've got another dungeon entrance explorer right here, the Firebrand Mines. And the next possible rare is right inside this first hut on the left, and he's not up. Well, another one of the really valuable rare items that can drop from chests is the Firestorm Greaves, which is going to be the next rare we're going to check. That's right around the corner up here. Go through here and jump immediately down to the right. And right up here, and now there are two different rares that spawn in the same location, and only one of them will ever be up, but one of them will always be up. In this case, we got Commander Earolf, and that's the good one. He's the one that can drop Firestorm Greaves. And for Firestorm Greaves, if you're not familiar, they do have fire absorption 33% on them. very nice item, situationally. Didn't get him though. Next we're going to go up to the Burning City, which is the quest entrance for Chains of Flames, and a lot of people don't realize that you can get to this quest from either side here. I don't have the map open yet, but when we first came in to this zone, we could have made a right and head around the other way, but you can get to it this way too. It doesn't matter, and they're both about the same. In fact, I'll just go back that other way to illustrate what I'm talking about. And that bridge, you see that bridge way up there, you'll know, like if you're trying to find Chains of Flames, that you're on the right path, and you want to eventually go across that bridge, so we're going to circle around to it. This is a quest that a lot of people that have even been playing the game for a long time don't really know the way to it well. It's one of the more convoluted quests to find. And now we're going over that bridge that we just went under. Right down there is another explorer point, the submerged road, but we're going to get that on the way out. And the collapsed entrance explorer is right up there along with the shrine, which we'll also get on the way out. Somebody was recently asking me why fire elemental form first, because I sort of allude to it in my build post, but I don't explicitly say why, but it's because of Body of the Sun is so powerful during these teen levels. I just love it, and it's so much fun. It's like the funnest spell in the game. You know, you get to be the firewall. How cool is that? Unfortunately, I don't have extend. I normally would if I were doing my regular human, because human gets that extra feat. So here's the entrance to Chains of Flames. But as a Shrouder Kai, I don't have that extra human feat, so extend had to go. But because Body of the Sun is a buff, it can be extended. So normally it lasts 30 seconds, extended it will last a minute. That was a word of balance that I just hit that guy with. That's what makes that little circle with the 3 smaller circles appear above the head of your target. And I'll show you again here, just to illustrate with this archer. And this is the SLA version I'm using. I don't use the regular version much. See, it's got that little symbol there. It's like a weird triple yin yang or something. And that was the collapsed entrance there, Explorer Point. You may notice that I'm taking a little bit of damage every time I throw a haste. It's because I have my haste clicky is an uncleansed green steel item, so when I switch to that momentarily, I'm wearing 2 uncleansed green steel items, and when you do that, you do take damage. So here's the submerged road. We're just going to turn right back around, and now we're going to go back the other way. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, you can get to Chains of Flames from either side of this mountain. So here is where we first came into this null zone, and then 1 rare was up there, and then the undead zone is back that way. And now we're going to leave this part of the null zone and go over to the Scaro zone. We're going to go up over that natural bridge here in a moment. Now we're going up to, I guess we're still in the null zone for another minute or two. We're still we're going up to the quest entrance for Against the Demon Queen. There's the Crow's Nest Explorer, which we'll get on the way out. And here you can jump down right there, or you can jump across here, it doesn't matter. And here's the quest entrance for Against the Demon Queen, the pre-raid. So we go into the Scarl Zone next. Not a whole lot of value in buffing. To go to the Scarl Zone, I'm going to do it anyways, but there's so many casters that dispel there that you're going to lose all your buffs anyways. So now this goes up to the crow's nest. Which is right here. Try not to fall down into that canyon. That's a long, windy canyon that honestly is faster to just recall out of the zone and come back in than it is try to go all the way to one end or the other. This is the Assassin's Roost Explorer right here. And here is Menechtarun. And now we're going to go to the Valkyr Spiral, which is the quest entrance for Offering of Blood. If you're going to go to Offering of Blood from the entrance, because you were planning on doing that quest, this is not the path that you would take. We went the roundabout way. There's a much quicker path from the entrance to the Slayer Zone. Just kind of making a big loop around the whole zone. I don't grab this shrine just because you can. If you're ever in here and you're a little bit low level or something and you're having a hard time, you're out of mana and you need to rest and they keep pelting you with arrows, and one of the things you can do is you can sort of get back in this little nook here, and that can shelter you from a lot of the arrows. It's not going to be perfect, but if you're ever in a pinch, that's a little trick you can do. And then here's the quest entrance for Offering of Blood. Another possible rare right up here. It's not up, but it would be right here. Do a quick loop around, do the Paragon Plunge Explorer right here. And then this is an Explorer here. Another rare here. And here you're going to want to have Feather Fall. And jump across here for a possible rare. Oh, and the Explorer. And the rare would be right here. He's not up. He's something or other, the Hunter. Maybe Sandcrawler. Can't remember. And then another Dungeon Entrance Explorer here. This is the quest entrance for raiding the Valkurum. (21 of 25). 4 to go. I can only think of 2 that are on the path ahead. So I think that means I missed some. No, now I'm thinking of 3. We'll see. See that I missed. Here's one right here. Now we're going back into a null zone. And there's a shrine back there, if you need. There's another Explorer here. Summoning Circle. There was another Explorer right there. I think we're good. I think there's one up at the top here. always have these hyena that are going to come up from behind, right down here. So in this little knoll city, there are 3 possible rares, and one of them will always be up, but only one of them will be up per instance. And the first one we're checking is this guy, and he's up. But I will show you the locations for the other ones. And that is all the explorers. So now the map is open. Pretty big zone. Here's where we came in. We did the undead zone. Or no, excuse me, here's where we came in. And we did the undead zone all throughout here. This is where the Ring of Spell Storing general chest was. We came through here and did this whole zone. Came over here. This is the quest entrance to against the Demon Queen. Then came through, did the Valkyr Spiral, came back out. And here we are. Oh. And we came, that was the entrance to Valkyr, raiding the Valkyrum. Then we came out. And this is the little Knoll City. So real quick, the other rare locations here. This next possible one is the Den Mother. But like I said, she won't be up because the other one was. But there is a static chest up here. It will always be here. There'll be a second chest if the rare's up. But this first chest will always be here. And then the third rare, which is Stink Pelt, he will appear right at the bottom over here. His chest would be right there. And that is all the explorers and all rare locations. Let's see how much experience we got. 36,000. That's without any kind of pots or XP pots or Slayer pots. Thanks for watching, folks. If you have any questions about the video, you're more than welcome to respond on YouTube. If you have any questions about my build, you can respond to my forum post. And if you're on Sarlona, you're welcome to send me a tell.